Let's do it. Stealth draft here, beginning immediately. Harmonize. Dragon's Guard Elite. Step 1, find out what everything does. Step 2, pick the best thing. Wow, this one is really good. Probably better than Harmonize. Draw 3 cards. 2 mana thing that just becomes infinitely big. And it's in one color, pretty easy to splash it. Cultivator. It might not be better than Harmonize in this set. Cultivator is obviously insane. But a 2-drop that has staying power is quite important. Wormhole Serpent. Not bad. A lot of uncommons in this pack. 2 rares, 4 uncommons. Start from scratch. Uncommon lesson, 1 damage to any target. Destroy artifact. Okay, masterpiece. Not a bad lesson. Sometimes there might be something interesting. Weather the storm. Cody Vociferous Vortex. Codex. Cody Vociferous Codex. Very interesting. No permanent spells, but presumably you could get away with having 1 or 2 creatures in your deck. Mage Duel. Weather the Storm. Don't love Weather the Storm. It's especially good if you have Magecraft, I guess. Mage Duel I do like. And then there's Quandrix Pledge Mage, which can become huge, just as Dragon's Guard Elite can become huge. Assistant, Pupil, Fens. I want to make sure I know what everything here does. Plumb the Forbidden. Draw a card and lose a life for each creature you sacrifice. The thing comes back into play tapped. I'm going to take Mage Duel here. Seems to make sense with the Elite. Attack for a lot on turn 2. Gain 2 life, and then pump a creature. Not bad. Another Quandrix Pledge Mage here, and Frost Trickster. What does everything else do? Lorehold, Excavation. Does something on your end step. Exile creature Planeswalker. I think it's bigger. Prophecy, Malice, Pledge Mage. Right. Okay, let's take Frost Trickster. Crash through, pretty good, with something like Elite. Transformation's a good lesson. Or it is a lesson, and the common lesson is missing. 3 cards of your library, put 1 into your hand, the other... You may play the exiled card this turn. So it could be a 2 for 1, if you can play 2 things on a turn. Resculpt, I just want to take the best card here, but I'm not sure what that is. Beaming Defiance doesn't work. Bant does not work. It only has 1 school. You want the wedges to have 2 schools. Essence Infusion, Resculpt. We might just take Charge Through because of how it helps pump these things. Yeah, I'll take Charge Through. Honor Troll, if we happen to gain life for anything. A 3/1 flyer. Gain 1 more life instead. Vigilance 2/3. And if you have a ton of life, this has a ton of power and toughness. 4/4. Okay, when that creature dies this turn, get something... Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that. Cram Session could be okay. Thinking Honor Troll might be what we want. Cram Session is also pretty good. Archway Commons might be decent as well. And the Aerial list might also be good, but let's get a cheaper creature. Introduction to Annihilation. Ooh, I like practical research, and Temur is a wedge, so that gives us blue-green and blue-red. Draw 4 cards. Yeah. Yeah, that looks good. Pigment Storm, not quite in our colors yet. Pillar Drop Warden, Dissector. I am learning this set, slowly but surely. Instant, look at 2. Surveil 2, draw a card. For 2 mana at instant speed, not bad. And then the Familiar can be quite good, but I think the research is just perfect for us here. Green is disappearing. What is this, a Druid? So basically, if you have any creature in play, this is scry 1, draw 1, scry 1, draw 1, plus it's copied. That might be well worth it here for all the things that care about stuff being copied. Environmental Sciences would be our first lesson. But we don't have any learn spells. I'll take Guidance here. Planning, hello. Yes, hello and welcome. That's the line. Cram Session is good. It's sorcery, unfortunately. This might be Temur, but yeah, definitely green. Cram Session is good with Honor Troll. It does learn, so gain 4 life. Learn. And if we have this in play, that gains 5 life. That is interesting. Charge Through is really good with Magecraft, but I guess we're doing this. Elemental Masterpiece. Wormhole Serpent. Target creature can't be blocked this turn. That's the kind of thing we might want with Elite, and it races well. Draw a discard. When this enters, gain 2 life. 3/2. Let's grab this Serpent. I'm going to prefer rarity here. Biblioplex Assistant. I think that's probably better than it looks. Teach by example to copy your next spell. Copy Charge Through. I'll get our first lesson here. Teach by example versus Cogwork Archivist. Not a huge fan of Teach by example. It's not very good on its own, but it could be good with Mage Duel or whatever. I'll take Archivist. And finally, we get another Teach by example. And some stuff we're not going to use. It's more likely we play Dissector, I guess. Alright, Daemogoth Titan. For us, that is 4 green. And pretty hard to use. Infuriate, Professor. Another Mage Duel. Quandrix Campus. Oh, for the record, B is short for black, and blue is short for green, so technically it's blue-green. They could have used K for black, but Wooburg is what you usually see people say. Quandrix Campus would be good. I think we want another Mage Duel here. Abbreviation for uncolored. I think C would be the colorless, but rarely is that used, because rarely is there a colorless deck. I guess it's used just about as often as there is a colorless deck, which is plenty. Quandrix Pledge Mage, we definitely want this kind of thing. And last pack, nobody passed them to us. Leyline Invocation is good too, but let's take the Pledge Mage. The Biblioplex. Draw a card. Oh, if it's an instant or sorcery card, kind of draw a card. And if not, you can surveil. but only if you have 0 or 7 cards in your hand, and it costs money. It's not the best card. Go Blank is really good in this format. Hello, come on. Oh geez, it's in a weird mode. Okay, fixed. Archway Commons, Lorehold Campus, Spined Karok, and a second lesson. There's a tough one. I think we take Introduction or Tangle Trap. Let's take Tangle Trap. Something we might not main deck, but would be really good if we got in a deck that wanted it. Whirlwind Denial, super good. Biomathematician, I think I know what everything else here does. More or less. Okay. Biomathematician makes a couple creatures. We don't have many of them, and we don't have any ways of making fractals so far. I think we take Whirlwind Denial here. Copy a whole flurry of cards, or counter a whole flurry of copied cards. This is a neat pump spell. It gets a lot better with Honor Troll. Is that for Boots? Elemental Summoning, or Prismari Campus, or Professor of Zoomancy. It's probably got to be the Professor. Card is good. Crossing Grip, not bad. But what is this? Elemental Expressionist. 4 mana 4/4. Magecraft. Creature you control gains, if you would exile it, if it would leave the battlefield, make a 4/4, create a 4/4. Yikes. Okay. Interesting. Maybe we do want that. But we don't have any fixing for it yet. And we do kind of need fixing for it. Target creature you control. That's tough. Yeah, let's take it. Ugh, hopefully the fixing comes. It'll be a chance to play with it. Anyway. Impulse. Yeah, the campus was another one I wanted there. Of course, it's a tough decision when you have like a reason to go into the color and a good card in that color. Both are reasons to go into the color. Historian, Adept, another Teach by Example, Grinning Ignis to ramp, Access Tunnel. I just grab Soothsayer Adept here. Another Charge Through. We're really committed to this deck now. Green is kind of missing. I'll take Befuddler. Field Trip comes back. That's as good a sign as any. Don't mind that. Karok. Curate. Let's do Curate. Running out of playables here. The Mentor is good. Surprised to see that so late. We still only have one lesson. But we also don't have many ways of learning. A couple ways. Access Tunnel last pick. Culmination of Studies. Nah. Not a bad effect to do late, but I think we don't need it. Plumb the Forbidden, Thrill of Possibility. This might be the pack where we take Prismari Campus. Leyline Invocation is quite strong. But if we want to play Expressionist, well, it doesn't really help with Expressionist. It only helps with Practical Research. And Leyline Invocation is a nice, big creature. You know what? I'm going to take the Invocation here. Attacking creatures you control have double strike on a creature. That's not bad. Another Professor of Zoomancy, which is good. And then Tendrils, which is a punch that gains life. You can't do better than that. Oh, another one. Another punch. Yeah, like I say, you can't do better than that. I should have taken a little more time on that pack, but I liked it. It was a good pack. Frost Trickster versus Divide by Zero. We don't have much to learn, so I think we take this Frost Trickster. Reject. I guess we can take Reject. We already have one Tangle Trap, and the rest of this is nowhere near our colors. We could cut a bunch of red. And start to think about this deck a little more carefully. Trickster's a wizard. Yeah, most of the creatures you can play are wizards. I wonder if there's any vanilla creature types. This is a serpent, I guess. That's vanilla. Field trip number 2. A Serpentine Curve and a Cogwork Archivist. Spirit Summoning we don't need. I like these Archivists. This isn't really the deck to go deep on Archivists, but how good would Serpentine Curve be? Not that good. Well, maybe we can grab it and see. Have one of each. Big play. Mainly, this will be good against, let's see, Academic Dispute. Oh, nice. That's really strong. Target creature blocks this turn if able. Pretty much kills it. You may have it gain reach in case you have your dragon in play. I'll grab big play. Heated Debate would be really solid. Can't be countered. 4 damage, instant speed. Past Summoning, that's a good pickup because it's a card we can actually play from learning. Dueling Coach. 1/1 counter on target creature, so it could be a 3/3, and then 1 counter on each creature you control with a 1/1 counter. Pretty nuts. Not for us. Transformation, another fine lesson, I guess. And Prophecy, great. What about another Wormhole Serpent? We don't need it. Probably don't need any of this. Another Befuddler. Another Serpentine Curve. Good old Frog. Another lesson for somebody. And playable. So nothing crazy here, but 2 colors. I guess Dragon's Guard Elite could be crazy, but there's a lot of removal in this set. So mainly it's just a super efficient threat that has to be removed. Okay. Yeah. Oh well. Practical Research is probably worth splashing, but we'll have so many playables that we might not need it. We can just get by with what we have. Alright, get all these lessons out of here. Sort by mana value. Anyway, Elite definitely in. Pledge Mage definitely in. All the removal. Double Tendrils, that's really good. And then all our efficient creatures and our late game stuff. Trickster, Befuddlers are probably not worth it. Curate's not worth it. Guidance is great. Let's do Adept. I think we want Reject, at least for game 1. Whirlwind Denial. Oh, we have 2 Introductions to Prophecy and 1 Pest Summoning. At least 1 Assistant can stay in. Invocation can stay in. What about these Serpentine Curves? We don't have that many creatures, right? So how big would these be? So if we had 3 things in our graveyard, this is a 4/4. That's not bad. Oh, it's not bad. And it could be more later. It could be an exile. Session is good. It can always get Introduction to Prophecy. So it's always a slow draw engine. And it does help Honor Troll. Maybe we need more life gain. What else gains life? Not a whole lot. These 2 Devouring Tendrils gain life. Gain 2 life. So if we do 2 of those, and with at least one with Honor Troll in play, we could gain enough life. And then Pest Summoning gains life, kind of. Transformation could make a very big Serpentine Curve, or where did it go? Leyline Invocation. Or just a big pest. Anyway, these are in. Double Crash Through. And that's 16 lands, which seems a little light, especially considering we've got Leyline Invocation. So what's on the docket to cut? Also, what, we only have 1 learning card? We could get rid of Big Play. +3/+3 with 1 counter that sticks around. All for the cheap cost of 2 mana. Now I want Teach by Example. Teach by Example Serpentine Curve. That's synergy. Field Trip for Crash Through. I like these Crash Throughs. Just as cantrips, they also help out 2 of our cards. Field Trip's usually pretty good, though. Field Trip's not especially good here. It always gets us another green, which would guarantee a pest summoning. So that can be nice, certainly. Maybe we take out big play. We've got enough tricks. Reject could come out. The rest of these are too good. I like the curves. Maybe we don't need both curves. Just keep one. And then field trip instead. And that's 23. Yeah, something like this looks good. So it's 13-9. Which looks like 9-8 to me. Adept comes early, and that's a nice one for extra lands, so that's good. A couple early blue cards. A couple early green cards. Looks good. Would you like to play first? Yes. Ooh, thanks. Nine sources of green. As soon as we draw green, we're all set. The number of things that have to go right is very small, but we're dead if it doesn't go right. If multiple things have to go right, then that's a mulligan. For sure. This is borderline, but not impossible. Nice. Easy. Easy game. Well, might as well start learning here. We want to start with... Oh, I have 5 of these. Oh, because spirit summoning, but we can't do that one. Prophecy. Then we'll do field trip to get our second forest. And the pest summoning. Cool. Spined Karok. Why don't we play our serpent? It's going to be tough for them to get through that. Frost Trickster. They've gone and done it. Adept also blocks. But pest summoning doesn't really help here. So let's begin with introduction. Try to scry something nice. Serpentine Curve looks really good. And Devouring Tendrils looks really good. So, how do I do this? I think we want both, and we want to draw Devouring Tendrils. So we go top, top, land. Oh, I mistapped here for introduction. I mistapped here. Well, we block 2 damage either way, so I might... go back on my plan and be more mana efficient here. So I'll play the Adept, and then I'll play Crash Through. It doesn't really matter on what. Now we block that one. We still take 2. And we can try to make a huge serpentine curve here. Hopefully they tap low enough that we can survive here. Oh, that's interesting. One of the only ways for us to deal with this drake is to kill it with devouring tendrils. And we can try to race this frost trickster just by attacking. Because we don't want them to have an easy block for serpentine curve. So let's start with this. They're F6'd. Then we could make a 6-6 serpentine curve, but that's not big enough for me. Why don't we... We've got a wizard. We've not played a land yet. But if we play a land that's not that good... Mentor's Guidance. Let's do Mentor's Guidance here. And hold up green. Because if we get like a 10-10 serpent, sure, they could bounce it or whatever, but that'd be a huge threat. And if they don't bounce it, we just win super quickly. Carrick's a good blocker. I kind of think of this as a not a big threat, but it doesn't need to be a good threat if it's a good blocker. Honor Troll. Why don't we bottom that one? And then Mage Duel, let's top that one. Oh, wow. Okay. And if they're F6'd, then we can use Mage Duel to kill the Carrock and get some damage in. I like it. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now our curve is going to be like a 9-9. So let's see what they do maybe first. Charge through. I'm going to charge through their creature. Great. And then I'll hold back Soothsayer Adept. Play a big curve. All right. That did it. Yeah, looting here, I mean, our hand is good, but you usually want to loot anyway. So there we go. God, Serpentine Curve was good. I'm also looking at Tangle Trap. Maybe Honor Troll just is not exciting. Should we bring in another curve? 2 curves? They haven't seen Reject. Yeah, I don't think we need it here. 1 is enough. All right, I like this hand. This time we have both colors and we're on the draw, so it's even easier. Reject is really nice early, but let's get our creature out even earlier. What do we expect? 2/2 flyer? Tap our Adept? No, the Carrock. Cool. So yeah, the Carrock gets outclassed so easily. Not outclassed, but like out... I don't know, out something. Yeah, we have Reject up here, Tangle Trap, and a loot, which I might use. Well, I think, yeah, we definitely use it. But I was thinking I might get rid of this forest. But that just depends on what we draw. Hopefully this can be rejected. 4 mana thing. Yeah, great. It can't be Tangle Trapped this turn because it had a ward 2 colorless. But I guess it could have been easily enough later. Let's go Professor. That attacks past the Karok. It's cards like Professor that make the Karok look abysmal. And there's nothing in this format that really benefits high toughness creatures, for example. Whereas in Dragons of Tarkir, you'd had an Assault Formation or something, which would let this behave like a 4/4, in which case, really good. Tendrils, that'll get me, well, part of the way through. I can use Mage Duel and Tendrils. That's 3 mana. Hold up Tangle Trap, or hold up Looting. So what I want to do is Tendrils here to do 4 damage to that. And then I Mage Duel here for 1 mana. And then we attack in for a bit. Is the 1 damage worth it to me? No, I think we want to loot. Not to mention block, if it comes to it. Be funny if they attacked. Okay. They feel out of it, and they are out of it. Let's keep this. I'm still not convinced we want to be on the play. Unlike in Kaldheim, I don't know what advantage you were really trying to gain in this format. Sometimes it seems like you're just trying to spend more mana than your opponent. Because I'll have answers to my opponent's stuff, but I can't resolve them, in time to save myself. In that case, you definitely want to be on the play. But with our deck, I'm not sure we're really doing that. Frost Trickster here. Yeah, get a Windrake into play. God, this is such a good card. Gonna attack first. The fact that if this was Frost Lynx, I couldn't have even played it there, not really. But Frost Trickster, it's just like, oh, that's an aggressive creature that can kill your opponent. They're still not doing anything. Are they going to Wrath my board here? I will cram. And we just want Pest Summoning whenever we can get it. So we're going to miss out on countering their next play. Divide by 0. Oh. And they get to learn. Well, it's definitely done its job here. Now I need some mana, some land. Probably we do pest summoning here. Second mountain. They've got my upkeep. Land is really good to see. Let's do it. Pest summoning. Land. Pass. At 6 mana, we can do 2 things reliably. Serpentine Curve is a 3/3 right now. It would suck to kind of have 2 of these in our hand right now, but 1, it's just fine. Save it. It's a 6/6 if we end up casting everything. Eureka Moment, that would be a really nice one to counter. They resolved it without playing a land, and now they have to go to cleanup. Wow, discarding Regrowth. Wow. That is really bad for them. Oh, I'm glad it didn't make me tap one of my creatures. Mana War would have made us bounce our own pest. Yeah, wow, 2 cards and not a land. Teamer seems popular from my few drafts so far. But there's a lot of powerful. Draws 3 cards. I think we just counter whatever. Actually, target player draws 3, then discards 2, unless they discard a land. Let's let them do this. They're not going to want to discard a land. And they probably have to discard for their turn. There are 9 cards here. They discarded 1 land, they go to 8, and they play a spell. It is Soothsayer Adept, which we can Mage Duel, so let's just let that happen. Charge through. That makes Mage Duel cheaper. And they can't interrupt it, and it gets us a land. Alright, Mage Duel. Kill that thing. Play our land. Let's go ahead and make a 5/5. That asks a pretty big question. Maybe I shouldn't have let them do research. It was likely, well, I was hoping they would only draw 1 land, but they get to draw 3 cards, so they did draw 3 land, or 2 lands, at least. Discarded 1. So it netted them a card. It was a 2 for 1, but also they wouldn't have played a land that turn if they didn't do it, so yeah, probably should have countered it. Oh, our opponent has done something. They have done it. Something. Something. Okay. Tendrils kills the Mathematician. And they're holding 2 mana up here, which might be a froggy. Whatever the 2 mana is for, we can deal with. They get 1 chump block here, or they probably trade with a pest. So we get 8 damage in, puts them to 5, and makes Fractal lethal. It's worth going for here. Gain 2 life. We can even play another 1-drop. And hold up Whirlwind Denial. What a good card. Gotta be careful. Okay, they are going to trade there, which is not unexpected. Oh, even gains them a life. Play this, pass it to them. Did I lose, or did I... I remember the days of Magic Online where your opponent's clock would go down to 10 minutes and you'd be like, all right, ready to go. And then it would be like, you lose the match. Like, what? You'd have to refresh or like log back in and log out to make sure the clocks weren't, like your clock wasn't messed up. Begin sideboarding. What? I don't even remember what we're doing. I shouldn't have gone to sideboarding here. What were they playing? They're playing some kind of blue stuff. And they didn't have enough land. That's all I remember. Yeah, Teamer, thank you. So what you're trying to say is our deck is perfect. I got you. Okay, they're here, apparently. We'll keep this. We've got lands and spells. That reminds me, I was at Friday Night Magic playing against my friend, and they mulliganed. And the store owner comes over and looks at their hand, and it's like, oh, you can keep that. You got spells and lands. And I slapped my forehead. Because the store owner thought they weren't giving anything away about the hand, but it already tells me that they have more than one land and more than one spell. So if it was a close call again, you know, at least it doesn't give, you know, to be fair, it doesn't give much away, but that's not the kind of thing you can say during a match. So oh God, we went hard on that store owner, and we're like, listen, we sat him down, we took him to a back room, we sat him down and said, look, you can't be saying stuff like that because you're giving away about people's hands here. Well, not that last part didn't happen, but we did mention it. Anyway, let's get this through. Chase through. I need a creature. Target creature gains trample. Play a creature. Or not. I think at this point I should just play to time. It's not like winning quickly will save that much more time when they only have 9 minutes left. They've already spent 20 minutes. Oh, screwed colony. Okay, so we'll chase that thing. God, I love cards like that early. And just a little colony. Could have drawn us a 1/3. But then we'll play Trickster and hopefully trade that with this squirrel. Ouch. Ooh, compulsive research. That's a good card. Keep your dude tapped. And then hopefully we can kill like 2 things here. Tendrils and Mage Duel. Together they're 3 mana total. And we can kill 2 3 toughness creatures. But that's assuming they kind of tap out here. Eureka moment. Ugh. Blah. What can we do here? I guess we want to use Tendrils, because Mage Duel after Curve or Invocation is really good. Of course, they'll have mana up, but in which case it might just not matter here. But I go back up to 20. Time is ticking for them. And my board is better. If I if I turn this into a YouTube video, I'll have to painstakingly cut out all this dead area. Nope, here they go. Eureka moment. Rutha. Mercurial Artist. Oh, I can't kill it. Copy instant or sorcery. You may choose new targets. Interesting. I can't kill it. No, that's not true. I can kill it. And I will. So we make Serpentine Curve a 3/3. And then we duel it. And get them. Yeah, they're like, copy my... I don't know what the heck they'd copy, but it's only 2 mana. So they could copy a big spell, 6 mana. Vortex Runner can't be blocked. Divide by 0. The Trickster? Oh, they can't divide by 0 tokens. But they can Mage Duel it. Interesting. Can't be blocked, but it can certainly be tapped. But I don't think that's worth it this turn. Let's play Archivist, because that is a bigger threat to them. And this we can do later. They can't even Mage Duel our Archivist. They can't simply Mage Duel it and win. Nothing's stopping them from casting Mage Duel on it. Where's my what's it called? Arena emotes. My emote panel. Oops. Thinking. Hello. Good luck. Oops. How did they get this thing? Oh, divide by 0. Ibrahim. Okay, Ibrahim. Whoops. Alright, let's... I don't know what we should do here. Let's attack. Reject is pretty dead. They could attack back for 6. Yeah, Reject is pretty dead here. It would have been good against Ibrahim, but we're pretty much out of stuff to do. 7. That's only 11. Yeah. They know we have Trickster. But they're gonna have to block eventually. God, I wish this was 12 mana though. Upkeep, they're wondering if they need to scry. What they need to do is not take so much time. This is just a needlessly complicated card. And both sides are like so similar. Early Cayenne is better, late Ibrahim is better. I guess that's kind of the deal. Practical Research, draw 4. Great. Discards Forest and Island, plays Forest. They've got some mana left. Maybe I should have held up Reject. Yeah, I could have rejected this Biomathematician. Those come in. Field Trip, Frost Trickster, and Reject. What do we get with Field Trip? Transformation. But they just chump the Fractal anyway. Pest Summoning, Spirit Summoning, and then 2 introductions. Yeah. Well, nothing for it here. Let's attack with both. Kind of a weird spot for them, all things told. They're going to block the big one. And we are going to... This is the turn to do it. They've got Introduction to Prophecy in hand. No, they've already cast it. What am I thinking? 2 cards in hand. Frost Trickster. Let's do Frost Trickster. Keeps their thing tapped. And Field Trip, because I really don't expect to be able to... Oh, that would make that a 4/4. Let's do Introduction to Prophecy. That's the safe bet with so much mana. I could find a fight spell to finish things. Divide by 0 again. That's on our 2/2. Putting it back in our hand seems weak. Containment Breach is strong. Didn't realize they got that. Oh, they got it with Divide by 0. Put us at 6. I still have a 7/7. I think we're going to... Oh, hold on. I can win this turn, and I don't think there's a 1-mana spell that can stop me. I put Mage Duel on top of my deck. I use Introduction to Prophecy, and then I can cast it for 1 mana. Mage Duel. Introduction to Prophecy. Bottom, top. Mage Duel here. Attack for 8. And save myself 2 minutes by killing them. Nice. Alright. Yeah, I'll play first. I'm still not positive about it. It's the first time we've seen Dragon's Guard Elite. Unfortunately, it's going to die immediately. As you can tell from the skull and crossbones that we're up against here. JNQT, Symmetry Sage. So if they bolt this and attack for 2, then the game is on here. Alright, we're safe. I think they're going to let this through. Because little do they know, we don't have anything. So they would be afraid to do something. Trickster, yeah. Good card. I have some of those. Now, we could make 2 power and toughness with Serpentine Curve, but this is why I don't have 2 in the deck. It's just so bad on its own. I'm just going to pass it. It literally makes a 1/1. I mean, it's just no good. There's cards we could draw to make it better even this next turn. They're holding that back, so they're just getting 2 damage in. It's not the end of the world. Expressionist, 4/4. Come on, please. Yes, that helps a lot here. Crash through. Maybe I'll draw something useful. 3. Yes! Oh my god. How good is that? I don't even deserve this. I don't deserve it. 4 damage on it. Trample this turn. Pass it. Whew. Pledge Mage 3/3. Yeah. I can spend 6 to double the number of counters on this thing. And they can bounce it by dividing by 0, for example. Huh. Curve is still not great. But let's cast Archivist and see what happens. If they counter it, then we can't do much. And if they don't, I'm just going to pass it here. Maybe I should have attacked. But it's a big investment. It's a whole turn if they have a simple answer to it. Grinning Ignis, return, add 3. That's a bit scary. They still have 3 mana up. They've been very particular about keeping 3 mana up. So what we want to do is tap the Pledge Mage, swing in for 4, see what happens. Okay. Let's get rid of their flyers. Presumably, they're going to pump the Sage here. Maybe dividing our Dragon Barian books. Targeting this. Yeah. Interesting. Is Curve worth playing as a 3/3? Where does this put it? Second from the top. Makes a 3/3 and puts a 1/1 counter on the Elite. Yeah, let's do it. It's kind of dumb, but at least the Elite is safe for a turn, potentially. Pledge Mage number 2. Pledge Mage number 3. Okay. Okay. 8. Yeah, well, I think they figured their deck would just win. If it was allowed to. Yeah, we're just gonna start doubling the counters on the Elite here. They've got 1 card in their hand. So it goes 6, 12. So that's a 14. Barian books. Oh, okay. So I should have played the Serpent. That's a really good draw from them. Probably too good. Oh man. I really needed a turn where they didn't draw the nuts. But they can't get any damage in this turn unless they draw the nuts again. But they've drawn something, and it could be the best card. Their own Wormhole Serpent. That's really good. That is good. And we can play ours. But they kill us in 3 hits. If I had my Wormhole Serpent in play already. Well, this is the best I can do. I have to wait here, and half my mana can be devoted to Wormhole Serpent. Or we could attack with 2 creatures with it and kill them in 2 hits. But that leaves us open to a big attack by them. They bring that back into play, back into their hand. Potentially they can get more creatures unblockable this way. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 12 mana and 1 spell would kill us here. 5, 6, 7, 8. No, it's not enough mana. If we can kill their serpent, that's like our best bet now. The second Bury in Books was brutal. Hellbent, top-decked, brutal draw. Because I could have attacked them for like 8, and they would have had to give up 3 creatures to kill it. And I think they would have. And then this board isn't nearly as bad. They haven't done any deck manipulation either. To be fair, we drew really well early. But they've drawn perfectly since then. 3 Prismari Pledge Mages. Looked like 4. Yeah, we have a lot of lands in our deck too. And the Pledge Mages are really hard for this board to get through. That thing can't be blocked. 3. So that's 3 damage. We're down to 5. What were they thinking here? Just play your Ignis again. I think they miscalculated, because they don't seem to. Yeah, they're just playing the Ignis again. Whoops. All right. Well, I don't have many ways to do this. I need to assume that none of this can attack. And that I have 1 blocker for Ignis, and then that's fine. Yeah, I have to assume things go perfectly for me. And that means making all this stuff unblockable. As long as they don't draw a spell, we're okay. Any spell kills us, obviously. Whew. They shock us or something. There's the shock. Yeah, perfect draws. What can we do about it? Not much, we just have to draw a bit better. Our deck is set up well against it. As opposed to anything our sideboard can do. Keep... Oh, we still have Honor Troll going on here. And they're pre-set up with Bounce, and Bounce is really good against us. We can't cantrip charge through without a creature. Okay. Mage duels don't do much. Assistant gets that back on top of the deck, which is not what we really need. Mage Duel is good against the Pledge Mage, and we know they have a million of those. Oh, here we go. That'll gain 5 life and get us Pest Summoning? And why not? Mage Duel that, see if that works. I think we just don't even attack here. It's a 3-mana spell if they use it on an attacking creature. So let's just... Symmetry Sage. They still have 3 mana up. They're just going to keep 3 mana up. Not a problem. Pass it. But if they only develop 3 mana a turn, eventually we're going to be able to get them. Cram Session again. That might be worth it. Assistant to get Cram Session again. Expressionism. Okay. That's really good for us. So what we do here is we play this guy. Then we Mage Duel these guys. And attack with both. Puts them in their place here. Whew, not bad. Now they're just going to bounce everything they can. Oh, another 5 mana. Okay. Play those cards this turn. Alright, let's see what happens here. Frost Trickster. Oh, keep that thing tapped. Oh my god. Okay. Looks like we have the good draw this time, because they still can't do anything here. They block 1 pest. Take 8, go to 4. That thing stays tapped, so it can't trigger. They can bounce 2 things back to our hand. Or bounce 2 things back in general and kill a pest. Oh no. Bounce 2 things back. Then they untap and bounce a third thing back with the Dust Speaker. The only attack that really makes sense here is Frost Trickster. And then they can trade it with Symmetry Sage by bouncing something else. Why don't we attack with nothing here? I'm gonna get Mage Duel on top. And pass the turn. They spend 5 to bounce 1, but they don't get any other value out of this. They will be able to use Dust Speaker, but then they're leaving themselves open. Well, they can do Honor Troll. You may play those cards this turn, so they still have to pay for them. Get a treasure. Attack with the Dust Speaker. I think they're dead here. Serpentine Curve, sure. Okay. Come on. How do we do this? They're 4 life. If we kill their flyer, we've got them. Nice. A dead on board. I forget. But that certainly works. Tangled Trap. It only works on a couple of their cards. I think they have like a 2/2 flyer and the 0/2 flyer. So I don't think that's really worth it. Oh, we could re-sculpt one of the things they're going to put 2 down. That doesn't really make sense, though. I think we're fine. Keep this on the draw. We've got Field Trip into Assistant. We need another something. Got your 3/3. Good for you. That thing's gonna hurt. Grinning Ignis. Well, that doesn't hurt. That doesn't hurt on its own. Field Trip catches us up here, and it gets us, I guess, Spirits to block, or Pests to block. And potentially duel that Ignis. Not that the Ignis is so powerful. Assistant just is a 2/2. Got it. Gotcha. They don't have too much left. Not too much. I'd like to use Mage Duel, but I think we can use that a bit more carefully. Hold on. Adept and Guidance. So Adept blocks the Ignis. We take 2. Maybe 5. Let's do Adept and Summoning. That makes this pretty easy to take care of. Like 5 mana, 3 cards in hand. We save our Mage Duel for something more important. Interesting. Ignis is a weird attack there. I think I would block with 2 Pests to keep my Adept for sure. Symmetry Sage, not the best card they could possibly have. Let's do Guidance here. Scry 1, draw a card, charge through. Bottom. Actually, charge through would have been good with Assistant. It doesn't matter anymore. Bottom, the Forest. Serpentine Curve, okay. Well, let's play Pledge Mage and pass it here. Soon they're going to have a spell. Something. And it's going to hurt. Especially something that bounces this Pledge Mage. Ignis back, so now we've got 2 4/4s. Teach by Example with 6 mana up. Uh-oh. Are they going to screw this up here? Whoops. They didn't resolve Teach by Example. So it's not going to do what they need it to do here. They screwed it up. Yeah. They probably still win. Yeah, how do we punt for them? That's okay. They can do as they have unlimited punts if they want them. This is a pretty easy block for me. I can't block the other 2, and they've only got the Ignis in their hand. So I guess we just win it here. Guidance, there's a 4/4. Mage Duel, Professor of Zoomancy, 7 mana. So I can only do one of these things plus Mage Duel. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mage Duel, then Serpentine Curve, then Biblioplex Assistant. We know what they have, so this should be okay against them. 2 bounces would have meant they have a 3/3 still in play. They should have reevaluated their position after they punted, which is hard to do emotionally. I'll get this Quandrix dude down, and then we'll go Serpentine Curve. Not a big reason to do this now, but just do it anyway. Island, why not? And bring it. I'll attack with everything because if they do have a spell... yeah, they would have another Bury-in Books top decked. I was thinking if they do have another spell, they would use it to kill that thing. But I guess it is what it is. It is what it is. 0 cards, so now we have great attacks here. They played the land out of shame. No flashback cards. It should be both of them, although they've played 2, like, well, they've played 5 so far. So they might have 3 in their deck. It's common. It's not a card you can completely overload your deck with. Anyway, what are we doing here? Assistant, kind of low impact. Archivist is great. Assistant pumps our Pledge Mage once and attacks for 2. This attacks for a ton. Gives us more to do. They've got 1 card in hand here. If it's Bury-in Books, then, well, go figure. But if it's not, I think we're pretty happy just attacking out. Bury-in Books this. Kill... yeah, they can't do too much here. I don't even want to reevaluate the board if they played Teach by Example correctly. It's another Bury. Yeah, it's another Bury. But it's still not amazing for them. They can kill a pest for free, but then they have to chump something else. Let's get rid of Ignis. Because that might, you know, double their fun. What do we want here? I imagine we want Mentor's Guidance. And then if anything survives, well, basically if the Professor survives, we can draw 2. Serpentine Curve's been great. There was one time we had it in our hand where it was the first thing we had. But besides that, it's been huge, you know. It only needs to be a 3/3 with 1 trigger on some Magecraft thing and you've got your value. Could they bounce Ignis before damage went through? No, it's sorcery speed only. So it's like a dark ritual for colorless, I guess. I don't know. It's somewhat like a dark ritual on a stick. Either way, we order it first to force them to do it. If we ordered this first, it would give them the option of doing it or not. Or just not, you know, never having to. Cool. Second trophy here. Draft number 5. Match 2 was a bit of a slow one, but hopefully that got edited down a little bit. And a lot of good play here. Do watch out for Teach by Example. Maybe they hadn't seen anyone do it. Flavorful. But yeah, we'll be back at some point, probably tomorrow. Until then, good luck in your drafts, and goodbye.